Well, hello, I'm Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager, here for my April monthly update. We were talking a minute ago, it's almost spring, or I guess it is on the calendar. The weather sort of fools us, gives us a nice 70-degree day and then a 50-degree day, so we'll get it figured out. I do know the pollen's here, that seems to be everywhere, and while I have often not had issues with allergies this year, I seem to have my share of that as well. So I hope all of you are faring well and you'll enjoy the weather where you can. Community appearance, I certainly want to emphasize that every chance I get. We're doing our part, or at least we have crews out every day picking up trash and litter from our streets. Unfortunately, it's over and over and over again on the same streets, and it's throughout our community. And so I think it is incumbent upon us all to be aware, to make our friends and neighbors aware that littering is not okay, that it does devalue our community, make it look worse, and makes it unattractive to others. And so please do your part to, one, not litter, two, to clean up around your home or business, and call us if there are items beyond your capability or in areas that are unsafe for you to collect, and we'll do what we can to make it better as well. You know, I had a chance encounter. I was out one night this week and ran into a local celebrity. It turned out to be 9-year-old Ella Hannett of Pikeville. She had just competed in the drive, chip, and putt contest at national finals in Augusta, Georgia. Really an interesting experience talking with her and her family and her older sister and younger sister. And I guess for me, the part that stuck is, one, you have somebody who is that committed to golf that she places that well in a national event. And number two, as they were driving down to Augusta, they got a call from Jack Nicklaus. And again, who among us can say we've had a call from Jack Nicklaus? So pretty neat. If you have a chance to run into her and her family, please don't hesitate to say hello. They seem very open and warm, and a really neat experience for that family that they're willing to share with, at least with me and those others that they had run into that evening. Again, congratulations to Ella Hannett in her golfing endeavors there, and I'm sure her and her sisters will have more to come in their future. I do want to welcome Chief Joe Dixon to the Goldsboro Fire Department. On March 27th, I announced that I'd selected Joseph Dixon as Goldsboro's next fire chief. Chief Dixon has 25 years of service with the Howard County, Maryland Department of Fire and Rescue and has served in various capacities with that department over his 25-year career there. He has a BS degree in fire service from the University of Maryland University College and a master's degree in organizational leadership from Waldrop College. He's quickly learning about Goldsboro Fire Department and the community it serves. You know, in talking with some that know him, it is clear he has done a great job preparing himself for this position as fire chief with the city of Goldsboro, and I feel very fortunate to have found somebody with his background, enthusiasm, and work ethic to lead our fire department. While his start date is not until July 2nd, he does plan to be in the Goldsboro in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I hope. And once here, we'll begin providing opportunities for the community to say hello, for employees and fire department employees in particular to get to meet him. And again, I do want to publicly thank James Farfor, who served as our interim chief since Chief Whaley retired last November. Chief Farfor continues to do a great job in serving the community. He's been here many years as well and helping to make this an easy transition for our fire department. So please thank Chief Farfor when you run into him, and then welcome Chief Dixon when you have the opportunity. But real excited to have both these gentlemen on board very soon. We spent a lot of time and effort on the multi-sports complex, Alpha Oak Forest Road behind Meadow Lane Elementary School. It's a project we're having a groundbreaking April 23rd, so I'd invite anyone that would like to come out. April 23rd at 10 o'clock. We'll have it as clean as we can have it by then and ready for opening day in terms of a tournament that's showing up in the following weekend with the Kepner Cup. We'll have an F4 up on a pedestal. We're going to eventually have a splash pad, concession stands, 8 fields, 2 of those being artificial, lit, paid parking, or at least mostly paid parking, and a facility I think the community will be very proud of. Again, our intent was to have a top-notch facility for our kids here locally that they can use Monday through Friday, and then have tournament play through the weekends that will help support it through stays in our hotel motels and make our better for our business community, and let that hotel motel tax primarily pay for this top-notch complex that our community can enjoy year-round. I do want to say our first tournament that I had mentioned is April 28th to 29th, the Kepner Cup. Pretty big deal. The city, in partnership with Wayne United, our local soccer club, has brought that tournament over 60-some teams to spend a couple days here. Will have a tremendous impact, I believe, in terms of business and economy, and so we want to welcome them here as well. We've mentioned before, we're in the midst of replacing all of our water meters throughout the city of Goldsboro, somewhere around 15,000 water meters. It's a little over a $5 million project. We have worked the last 6 months primarily on larger commercial and industrial meters, and so we have finished the bulk of those. We have moved hard into the residential meters, and we're replacing 400 to 500 a week, and we've got about 12,000 of those to do. So again, we'll be doing it until the fall, but 400 to 500 per week. What will change for you as a customer is we are going from a cubic foot billing, which is really 750 gallons per cubic foot, and billing in units, and we're going into a gallon unit. So if you use a gallon of water, you'll see the bill should make better sense to you, and you'll be able to maybe better correlate how much water you're using to what the bill tells you. The cost should be the same. We have not changed the rate in terms of cost. We have changed the rate in terms of structure. And as we change out your meter, there is a process to take you from cubic foot to gallons, and then from gallons there forward. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to call. A couple things with this system: it will be all new water meters in our system, which is good for us. We have some meters that are 15 and 20 years old within our system, and that's a long life for a water meter. The other side of it, it will provide remote reading capabilities, meaning if we want to read the meters, we can push a button today and within about 5 minutes have all the readings of water meters throughout the city of Goldsboro. So pretty impressive system. We can also help customers with usage issues. If you want to know when you used water or how you used water, we don't necessarily know how you used it, but we can tell you when you used it. We can go back and look at the data, and the meters do provide pretty accurate data on when the water was consumed, so we can help you back to when you might have had an event, or you might have been filling up a pool, or maybe you were doing a lot of yard watering, but we can help customers with that 30 days after the fact when they receive their bill at home. So again, a pretty exciting project for us, a pretty big investment for the community, but I do think it's a good process forward. The former W.A. Foster Center on Leslie Street, the City Council did decide last September to put up to $200,000 into renovating that facility and really trying to turn it into a community center, not as a rec center, but as a space for nonprofits that are doing outreach to the community. We've got some interested in the space. It is being, like I said, renovated this time. We've removed asbestos from it. We're replacing the floors, we're repainting the walls inside, redoing roofing, and some mechanical issues with air conditioning and heating. We hope to have it available in late May, early June, so a month or so from now. But again, a lot of progress going on there inside. We're going to do some cleanup on the outside and hopefully make it a good, productive facility, again, for our community to use for some years to come, with the hope that the nonprofit side will really take it over and be able to run and operate it and pay for the cost of it going forward. So we'll keep you updated on that as we move forward in time. We did discuss with our City Council, our North Carolina Department of Transportation has a lot of road projects going on in Goldsboro or planned in the next 3 to 4 years, from Ash Street widening down near Meadow Lane Elementary School, to the Central Heights Royal Avenue realignment, to extending Berkeley Boulevard, Wayne Memorial, and William Street out to the new US 70 bypass. All of those projects are programmed and funded, which is really good news for our community. The first of those is the William Street widening. It'll be going from, have 4 lanes with a median all the way from the old 70 out to the new 70. Along with sidewalks along most of that. With that comes utility relocations. There are utilities, water and sewer. DOT will relocate them. Goldsboro is required to pay half, and that's our cost for being in their property on their right of way. And again, that project cost us somewhere around $2.8 million to move the utilities only, water and sewer. DOT will pay for it, then Goldsboro will have to pay it back, and we did talk half of that back, so we'll have to pay $1.4 million of that $2.8 million cost. And again, that's 2 or 3 years out for us to pay back. But we did share that with our council this week, and still a good opportunity or a good benefit for the community to be able to be within DOT right away. Because if we had to buy right away for our utilities, it would be terribly expensive to purchase it as well as having to install it. So again, that's the price we pay for being in there right away, and I think most of the time we gladly do that. We've had a lot of conversation about the hotel and responsibility and what's going on, and with the Maxwell Center, again, we locally, or we the city, are working hard to find a hotel. We can't make somebody build there, so what I see our role is showing the good in the community, showing the demand for hotel rooms, and getting out in front of hotel investors so that somebody can make the decision to purchase that site and build a hotel. And again, we have worked in partnership with Wayne County throughout the Maxwell Center project. We will continue in partnership with Wayne County. A lot of good things going on because our elected boards and staffs are working really well together between city and county, and I see that continuing as we go forward. And again, frustration there is the Maxwell Center in terms of booking large out-of-town events. Those planners book 2 or 3 years out, and they want to know, do you have a hotel on site? That's one of their early questions for larger events, and if you don't, as good as the facility is, they don't want to come. They want to go to a facility where the hotel is there on site. And so it is an issue of booking some of the larger events 2 to 3 years out. Again, the other side of it, your hotel wants to know how many events you have booked already at the Maxwell Center. And again, so it's sort of a catch-22. I have no doubt in the future there'll be a hotel on that site. I just don't know if it's next year or 3 years from now. And part of that is this hotel feasibility study that the city and the county and the Tourism Development Authority have jointly funded to give us that. What is the real demand here? What is the demand projections for the Maxwell Center if you had these out-of-town bookings coming? What are the demand generators with the multi-sports complex that's opening? Again, a weekend in April, it's going to bring 26 teams, which is almost 2,500 people. Some of those are going to spend nights in hotels in Goldsboro. So how do you calculate all that to generate the future demand and when another hotel is needed in our community? And then what does the price point have to be in order to make it make sense out there next to the convention center, the type of hotel that we want? We want more than just rooms. It doesn't have to be as grand as some might imagine for a convention center hotel, but we certainly want more than just a basic hotel. We want something that complements and works with the convention center in terms of supporting it. So we envision some meeting rooms, a lounge area, and again, a hotel that we'd be proud to go and visit or have folks here in town that are attending a convention see. So more to come on that, but again, we are working through that process and continue to work through it well with the county. Our police department did apply and received a grant for body cameras. We have been testing body cameras for quite some time. They'd settled on a brand and have run a number of officers. I think we have 30 to 40 cameras currently. We have 110 sworn officers. So we did apply for a grant, received it. The grant is for $90,000. It's a matching grant, so we have to put in $90,000 or about $180,000 total. It'll buy 96 body cameras, and again, part of the body cameras is not as simple as just saying purchase of the camera. You've got to purchase the camera and develop your policies of when do you turn the camera on, when do you turn it off, how do you do data storage, and those kinds of things, and then how do you release a video if it becomes releasable where you don't, I guess, endanger or make a case one-sided before the fact. So those are things that we have worked through as a department, learning from others, and again, we'll roll those out, I believe, this summer. 30 to 60 days to get the grant and cameras approved in here, and then a few months to roll them out. But again, I think our officers, by and large, are appreciative of that. And I know we've heard from community members that we ought to have that, and so we will have that technology in place in the very near future for all of our officers. You know, it is springtime. I'd encourage you to get out and move around. There are a lot of activities in the community. You sometimes have to look for them, but I can tell you there's almost something every day of the week to do if you want to do it. So get out, get involved. A lot of good things going on in our Parks and Rec, a lot of things with Paramount Theater. If we can help with anything, please don't hesitate to call. Again, my number, 580-4330. 919-580-4330. Thanks. Have a great spring. We'll talk to you soon.